Well, looks like pretty soon we will be making our mark. So we got what? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 more days until we get to our mystery trip. How's it going, old schoolers? You're kicking it old school with Russell JS, and I am your host, Russell JS. Yes, we are almost there to where we will be going on our little trip, our little mystery trip. I'm so excited about it. I'm already getting ready to pack the backpack for, the items that I'm going to take for the road. And remember, if you're new to the channel, hit a like, subscribe, hit the notification, hit make comments in the box down below, and also ring the bell for future notifications. And without further ado, let's get this bad Oscar started, shall we? First off, we've got the backpack that's going to carry the portable Blu-ray player and its, everything it needs, and my portable Discman. We got all the handhelds. What I'm going to be doing is just reflecting on the time from the time I was born in 1978 to 1993. When I was 15, the last time I took a trip with my mom and dad. And I'm also going to be bringing movies and music, as you know. And to commemorate it, I want to show you what I'm going to bring. I figured, the only scary movie I'd bring would be Jaws. Led Zeppelin's Song Remains the Same. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. AC/DC Let There Be Rock. Well, you know what? I figured in the 70s and 80s that the one thing that was really important to any teenager was going to see a good concert. And of course, some adventure, some period films, and some movies about, teenagers working to save up money for college, forced family fun, and some adventure as well. So therefore, I pick Meatballs, Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, The Goonies, Summer Rental, The Great Outdoors, What About Bob, the Jurassic Park trilogy, which I'll probably only watch the first Jurassic Park, being that we're going from the 70s right into 1993. Two period films I mentioned, Wet Hot American Summer and Dazed and Confused, which, just like Caddyshack, Wet Hot American Summer, that would be about, teenagers of that time, working to pay for college. And the music I figured I'd bring would be stuff like, when it comes to the 70s and 80s music, I'm going to bring best ofs and compilation of various artist types. And also a couple movie soundtracks, but here's the music right here. The two Dazed and Confused soundtracks, Best of Southern Rock, which has a lot of Southern rock like from the 70s and 80s, Rock of the 80s, the soundtrack to The Wedding Singer, which takes place in 1985, the Back to the Future soundtrack, the Ghostbusters soundtrack, the Cars Complete Greatest Hits, Cheap Trick Authorized Greatest Hits, Journey Greatest Hits, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Greatest Hits, Robert Plant Digging Deep in the Subterrane, Bruce Springsteen's Greatest Hits, Best of Van Halen Volume 1, ZZ Top The Baddest, ACD, and of course, the music I was listening to as a teenager in the early 90s, such as AC/DC The Razor's Edge, and I'm bringing Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 2 instead of 1 because this is the better of the two, Kiss Revenge, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant No Quarter, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Into the Great Wide Open, Robert Plant Fate of Nations, Rush Roll the Bones, and Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Now, in many ways, I know what you're thinking. How I'm bringing a Van Halen album and a Tom Petty album and Robert Plant when I'm going to have the best ofs going with me. Well, you know, those albums also have songs that I like besides the greatest hits. I mean, I like to hear the songs off the album that don't get the serious airplay like the greatest hits do. Now, I know what you're thinking. How am I going to fit all this in my backpack? Well, as usual, where did I just put it? Well, first off, let's look at our surroundings. I had it here a while ago. Where did I put it? Raiders of the Lost CD wallet. I'm also bringing two books, Running with the Devil by Noel E. Monk, who went on tour with Van Halen from 1978 to 1984. And this series is good. The Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view. If you get a chance, first look for Star Wars from a certain point of view. These are really good books. I'm already getting into this one. And what else? Let's see. I had it right here just a moment ago. Dang it, man. Don't you hate when you set something down, you misplace it? It's here. Believe me when I tell you, it is here. Perhaps you guys are probably looking, you could probably see it, and you're like, hey, genius, it's over here. No, it's over there. Give me a moment. Here it is right here. Yeah, I got all the CDs that I mentioned right all in here. So I'm good to go. And then where I'm going to stick that will be right in here. There we go. That's the first thing I'm going to put in. And then I'm going to have some fun and games. Like I said, oh, there's something else that I forgot to put in with the rest of the stuff. This pinball game, so I make me remember those times. That'll be 70s. I mean, what Gen Xer, first leg Gen Xer didn't have one of these? Electronic baseball or football. I know some of you had one of these. So that'll go in there as well. I'm going to bring this one Star Wars handheld because it reminds me of the arcade game. So I'm going to bring that with me as well. And Shaken Pinball, I want to bring this with me because it does remind me of something to the late 70s, early 80s, despite the fact that even like that Star Wars handheld I showed you, you know, it was made in the 90s. So that's going to go. I'm also going to be bringing the Atari, the My Arcade Atari handheld that has all the games from the 2800 or the 2600. And there's a little side compartment in the backpack right here for it. Hold on. There you go. It fits right in there. Right with that, I'm going to bring this Chinese imported handheld that has a bunch of old school Nintendo games. It even has their version of the classic arcade games as well. So that'll go right in here. And I'm going to bring my At Games Sega Genesis handheld. It's going to go right next door to the Atari. And I'm going to make sure that because some of these come with chargers, I'm going to make sure, even if I have them charged, I'm going to bring the chargers with me just in case. And I'm also going to bring fresh batteries for the portable CD player and the handheld games. And of course, I'm going to bring the My Arcade Galaga Galaxian handheld. And I've also got a bunch of Tiger handhelds I'm going to bring as well. These are going to go with... Actually, you know what? I'll just bring Spider-Man and Jurassic Park and Transformers. There we go. And along with electronic pinball. And of course, if you're theming the 80s, what kind of 80s, 70s or 80s style road trip would be complete without a Rubik's Cube? So that goes in there. And what's going to happen is the other two handhelds I've got here, the My Arcade Space Invaders and the My Arcade Pac-Man, along with Blast Off Pinball, I'm going to put those in the hip sack right here. Reason being for that is because I can remember stopping on road trips at restaurants with my parents, and back in the day they used to have arcade machines and pinball machines. And they would have like one or two arcade machines and a pinball machine, and I would ask my dad, can I play? And he said, after we get done, and then we got to hurry up and get back on the road. So these three are going to go with me in the hip sack right here. And I'm also, because the movies I just showed you, I'm going to go ahead and put them in here soon. I'm going to also bring these movies, have like a double feature each night I'm there with the Back to the Future trilogy. I got ahead of myself right there. I'm going to put the DVD movies in there first. So here we go. I'm doing this and holding my phone at the same time. See, here we go. Movies. I'm going to set you down for a moment. All right. I'm deciding to lighten the load a bit. Ugh. All right, so now so far so good. I got the backpack ready to go. I just got to pack the Blu-ray player, which I will do just before we leave. And I also got the hip sack with the 3 games that I'm going to take, that I'm going to play at the restaurant when we stop for breakfast or stop for lunch. But one of the things I'm planning on doing is I'm going to pull the Blu-ray player out and hook it up in the car so I could have movies playing like National Lampoon's Vacation while I drive on this trip. You know, to occupy the mind, because a lot of the times, you know, these trips can get a little boring. But, you know, I'll have a movie playing, I'll just focus on the road. So, yep, we got that down. And again, I had to lighten the load a bit with some of the handhelds. But I think I got plenty to boot. And just think, we only got less than we only got at least 20 plus days to go for this trip. And I'm excited about it. I hope you are. And I'm also going to have in the works another album versus album, track by track. And, well, I can't wait. At any rate, I got to go ahead and get ready for bed because I got to get up in the morning. I still have work I have to do. And I also have to go and get other things taken care of, make sure the car is roadworthy for the trip, because it's going to be a long trip. And you don't even know where I'm taking you to. I'm not going to even, I'm not going to even tell you. You'll just have to wait and see when we get there. At any rate, keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it chill. Get you enough of love, get you enough of old school, get you enough of peace, get you enough of less drama, get you enough of anything and everything that you desire. And like I always say, play some Atari and Nintendo, listen to 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s music, watch some old school movies. And this is your old pal, Russell J.S., wanting to wish you all Godspeed. May the force be with you always.